Let's roll.
All right, all right. LDWMMAC. This is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Combat Sports Show live, guys. I got, I don't know. Should I just call her a legend now? I got Pearl Gonzalez sitting right here on the screen, y'all. Pearl Gonzalez. This gonna cost y'all admission to Dr. Pearl. Pearl, how you doing this Wednesday? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday.
Yes, I am amazing. Thank you for that introduction too, Coach. I appreciate that.
Nah, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule because I don't think people know how busy a fighter lifestyle is. They just don't know.
Yeah.
And look, oh, so Pearl, and I forgot to tell you, this is a live stream interview. So
Oh,
people,
that's awesome.
if you see me looking down at it, these are messages that people are they're going to be asking questions live. So, and then you'll see after we done, you'll see this in 10 minutes, and you can go back and watch. It's kind of cool. I do this with all my interviews. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. Okay.
And Jerry Matherone said, Pearl Gonzalez, hey.
Hey, what's up, Jeremy?
She called him German. That's okay, Jerry. Hey, she
What's
still
his name?
loves
Wait, what's his name? Jerry?
you. Jerry.
Jerry, my bad. My bad. What's up, Jerry?
Yeah. So we got Pearl. Pearl. I mean, listen, you've been on a tear in Invicta. You've been on a tear. Like you've been, like it's like you left the UFC and then you reinvented yourself, and now you're like this fighter that's just I don't know, man. You just went through a metamorphosis. So what happened after you left the UFC that just got you into the zone where you like totally focused. I mean, and I talked to you about your earlier days, but I want you to answer that question first.
I think that I've always been very focused. I've always been very serious about my job, committed to the sport. For me, what I think it was being in the UFC. The problem that I had, the training was good. My mindset, the way I ate, my lifestyle's always been dedicated to being an athlete, to being a fighter, to being the best fighter in the world. But I think that I didn't change my identity when I went to the UFC. It was always the goal, the dream was always just to get to the UFC, get to the UFC, get to the UFC. And for a lot of people, when we set goals, it's just this goal to get here, to get to the specific place that we expect to get. And when we get there, if we don't change our identity from there, if we don't, level up, so to speak, then things just happen where you kind of stay at that level. And I think for me that was the biggest thing that happened. My biggest mistake in the UFC was I wanted to be there, wanted to get there, where I never really felt confident. I didn't really feel like I belonged there. So leaving the UFC, or not leaving, but being cut from the UFC, it hurt my ego. It was a tough thing. My whole life I had always dreamed of being at the top and at the highest level. And when I got there, I didn't lose. I didn't get cut because I wasn't good enough. I wasn't talented enough. I got cut because I couldn't mentally put myself where I needed to be. I wasn't confident in my skills, so I didn't get to showcase who I was. Then I didn't have the opportunity to show the world my personality, or how I am in the cage, because who I am in the cage is who I'm most passionate about, what I'm most passionate about. That's my art. My life art is in that cage. And so leaving there, at first I had the feelings of like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I'm over this. Why am I beating my body up? I just got to the point where I wanted to my whole life, and I wasn't good enough. So I had to go through that, being a victim, poor me, that whole phase for a little bit. And then I realized, you know what? I've done this. I have committed myself to this sport, to this fight game for so many years. I've sacrificed everything in my life. Like, this isn't good enough. I can't walk away from this. This isn't enough for me. I didn't get my return on this, and so I had to make some changes. And from there, I moved back to California. I was training half of the year in California, half of the year in Chicago. I made the decision to come to California full time and train here. I'm away from family. I'm here for training purposes only, and I gave it my all. I went to Thailand last year, right before I had the fight finalized for Invicta, my first Invicta fight, and I went to Thailand. That was a very big transformation for me, and in a very spiritual time in my life. And you know, I went for it. I said, fuck it, this is it, it's now or never. And I think that that has been the difference. That has been the biggest factor in what who you see as who you saw as Pro Gonzalez in 2018 compared to the Pro Gonzalez 2017.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Hey, listen, there's a guy on the stream named Jason Rose, and he kind of got the same thought that I got, and I kind of just want to take you back a little bit. Your first fight into the UFC, you had the whole mishap, with them, saying that you couldn't fight, because you had, because of the breast surgery and all of that
Yeah.
dumb stuff. Okay, so they gave you Cynthia Cavillo. Then they gave you Poliana Botello. Okay, they gave you those two opponents. And I started thinking. I said, I know that this woman, because look, Per, I was following you in your XFC days. Okay, I was following you back then. And matter of fact, your first fight ever. Okay, I was still. I've been there for a while, and I'm like, I know she can fight. But I'm gonna tell you, I felt like you didn't get those opponents that they give people. You know how, like, when they get them acclimated to the UFC, they'll give them a step up opponent or somebody that that they can probably get through as a first fight. And I see this a lot now, and I feel like they immediately, man, they said, here, take Cavillo. Here, Pearl. Let me give you this big old Brazilian girl named Poliana Botelho, who's now a flyweight, and you were a strawweight, and I'm like, come on, man. And then after two fights, I'm like, okay, the damn girl only had two fights. Okay, she only had. It's plenty of people that's lost like 4 and 5 fights. They still there. They still
Right.
there. And I'm like, come on, come on. You fought two quality tough opponents, and you still skillful. That was my
Right.
whole thought on that whole thing. And it left a nasty taste in my mouth. I was like, damn, what's wrong with these people? Because clearly you an Invicta now, and clearly, I I think they made a mistake. That's my personal opinion.
They definitely made a mistake. But you know, it's this is for whatever reason it happened. You know, it was a blessing in disguise because it forced me to dig deeper within myself, within my soul, and find parts that were not touched yet. You know, in my in my life, in my heart. You know, and so I was forced to go to Thailand. I was forced to create more uncomfortable situations, to challenge myself, to take myself to a new level. And so I agree. I think they did make, you know, they made a mistake.
Yeah, they did.
I'm an asset to women's MMA. I'm gonna leave my mark in the sport. Um, but you know, for whatever reason, this was my calling, was to be an Invicta and to do it this way and to showcase my skills and kind of work my way back up to being known as one of the best women in the world.
Yeah. Well, that's okay because you're doing a good job of that, man. You working your way back up. Per, I want to talk about some of these Invicta fights, and I'm gonna tell you the first
Okay.
fight you rolled in Invicta, and you fought against Car-
Kelly.
Kelly Robbins. God, I can't roll that name off my tongue. You fought against her. She came into the octagon, okay? I wouldn't expect her to be so aggressive. She ran, she got right in your face, and she immediately started putting the pressure in there. But then,
Yeah.
Pearl, I saw the beauty of your skill set. Cause man, you was keeping that bay with the jab. She kept trying to take you down, and she had you on the ground at one time. Then you did like a bridge, you bucked off, and then you rolled her back over. I mean, Pearl, man, you got to take us back through that fight. That was probably some of your best work.
I agree. I agree. I was thinking about that fight in Thailand. That was right after Thailand. I had just got back from a month in Thailand, and then I went straight into my camp. I had like 4 weeks before the fight, and you know, it was a big fight for me because even in that fight, I feel like I showed a lot of my striking skills in that one. Even on the ground, it was a heavy. I just was striking so much in that fight, and in the ground and pound, on the feet, um, and I wasn't I wasn't as confident. I was just come from two losses in the UFC, just got cut, wasn't sure whether I was like you could do it, you know. So there was some confidence issues there, and so but I went out there and like her face, I felt so bad for her after that fight because her face was it was beat up. I like
Yeah,
messed her face up. She had black eye. Everything was like swollen and beat up.
yeah,
I
you
was
fucked
a
her
little
face up.
mad because I didn't cut her. I didn't cut her open, and I was looking for a cut. But I knew that fight. I knew going into that fight that I was going to be able to work on my striking skills in that one, and that was a big fight for me to kind of like see my striking. My striking has always been an issue, a confidence problem for me. And so it's always been like, and I don't know why, because I work so hard in my striking and I see my
Mm.
striking thrive in the gym every day. But it was just one of those things where I was just not as comfortable as I was on the ground throughout my entire career. So that was a big fight for me to kind of like, okay, I can do this. I can do this.
Maybe you blind, cause I don't think you saw those jabs that you were throwing. I don't think you saw, how you was rolling, some of those punches out of there, how you was catching, how you was shooting. I think you just completely forgot about that. Cause for somebody who ain't got no confidence in her striking, your first fight, your XFC days. I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen a complete metamorphosis. I'm trying to tell you, and it's like
Yes. Agreed.
when you got to Invicta, it's like all the pieces to me seem like it just started coming together. Like
Right.
it's
I agree.
everything coming together. I had a question. Okay, Jerry, your new, now your new fan, Jerry. He said, who is your next ideal opponent?
Vanessa Porto.
Vanessa Porter. Boy, she want to go for the rematch. Man,
It's the
that's
only opponent I care about right now, honestly.
so now. You know that Invicta they gave a Mina Grisando a rematch. So you think they'll give you an immediate rematch as well?
I think they should. I don't. How can you consider that a definitive win or a definitive loss? You know what I mean? Like the fight ended because she chose not to continue. Granted, her eye there was an injury that affected her eye, but the doctor gave her the option to continue the fight if she wanted to, and she chose not to. And so I still had I had a round and a half left in that fight
Yeah,
to finish it. And some people, like some people commented and were like, that fight wasn't going well for you, so I couldn't see it going any other way. I don't stop fighting when I'm down. I've never stopped fighting when I'm losing on the scorecards. I
yeah, you
stopped
know.
fighting when the fight's over, and that fight wasn't over. I had plenty of time to take and win that fight. And in that fight, specifically with Porto, we knew that she was not going to do well in the last two rounds. She doesn't do well in the last two rounds. She gasses, and that was a case. I felt her gassing already. She was already slowing down. She was slowed down. I knew that her biggest rounds were going to be in the beginning, and I had to weather the storm like any other fighting. Sometimes you do have to weather the storm. And I was ready to go. I wanted to finish that fight. I didn't get the opportunity to. I think that the judges did a good job of deciding who won. That was cool, but like one of those judges gave her 4 rounds, and the fourth round we weren't even halfway through the fourth round. So why they gave her that, I don't know. That just shows me where that judgment was. But it's whatever. I think that she's a very worthy and deserving opponent, or you know a champion. But that fight, I it wasn't over, and there is unfinished business between her and I think if she doesn't want to give me an immediate rematch, then I can move on to another organization and fight, because there's only one fight with Invicta that really makes any sense to me, and that's that fight. uh, I'm not going to sit still and stay stagnant for Vanessa Porto. I'm going to continue. I have a couple more years left in this sport competing, so I will continue to fight. But as far as Invicta goes, I feel like there's only one fight that really matters for Invicta.
Man, if Vanessa Porto turn you down, you might have to pull up on her. Coming out the gym. Okay, you still don't want to fight? No, I'm just playing. But I thought I'm like, man. Okay, so they stopped this fight. You actually toward before they stopped the round in round two, you were starting to make adjustments because she's big. She's a big flyweight. She's huge because she's fought at bantamweight. And I think she even had a fight at featherweight. So Vanessa Porto done been all over the spectrum, and I
Right?
was worried about the size differential. But
Yeah.
you after you made adjustments, when she was taking you down, you started making adjustments. They were real subtle. And I think that you were beginning to bother her with some of the adjustments. And she definitely did not like the jab in her face. She hated that. And I was like,
Yes.
okay, okay. So Pearl's making the adjustments, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What the hell is this referee doing? What the hell is he doing? And then he waved the fight off. I'm like, oh, okay, well, shit. Pearl won this fight. Yeah, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Let me get my $50 because you're not bet. And and I'm like, wait a minute, wait, what's this? No contest? What? So I was all confused, and I'm like, yeah.
Right.
To me, that's the fight that makes sense, Pearl. And to all these people, and I just gotta say something to these people who would dare tell you that it wasn't going good for you. Listen, the average person that make a comment towards you, okay? First of all, they sitting on their couch, and it's not even their couch; it's their mom couch. These people, they ain't washed their ass in 5 days, okay? And they trying to tell you, somebody who been on national TV, somebody who worked her way, who in that gym training, you staying on weight. I mean, look at you right now. You look like you can go fight tomorrow. And it's like they trying to tell you what I wish some of these people could get in there and spar with you. They couldn't even stand with you for 20 seconds in sparring.
Right.
They couldn't do
Right.
it. And
Right.
most of these guys don't know nothing about fighting, okay? They just
Right.
fans. They just look at the screen and, oh, I see two people fighting.
Right.
So I don't care about those people, man. Those people are stupid. Damn, they stupid.
Agree. Like I got a lot of like Vanessa Porto dominated, and I'm like, I didn't see domination. Like the first round, 1 and 2, we went to the ground. I went to the ground in the first round. I went for a rolling Kimura, and for a Kimura. So I put myself on the ground, and she was very strong. Absolutely, she's big and she's very experienced. She's a smart fighter, and did really well with controlling me on the ground. But like, I didn't see her. She didn't dominate me in my striking. She didn't dominate anywhere else. She got some good takedowns in the I think it was the second and third, but like I thought the first round could have went either way, and I had to definitively win the last 2 rounds in that fight.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. I agree that the last 2 rounds are yours, but Pearl, most of your wins are by submission. And I actually, before this fight even went down, when I did my breakdown, I even envisioned this fight going on by submission, because I felt like she was going to keep taking you to the ground.
You're
And
right.
you got a guard, boy. You got a guard from, I don't know where you got that guard from, but damn, whenever somebody's in that guard, man, they can't attack you. They can't. If they got a limb, you got the limb. I mean, man, I saw you. I've seen you grab a limb, and then I think it was Kari Robbins or Kelly Robbins. Why I keep messing this girl name up? But anyway, I saw you take her limb, and Pearl, it's something else. I'm so excited. Sorry, um, you know, and Julie Kesey. I'm sitting here thinking, what is she talking about? Pearl made a poor choice in trying to, not securing the elbow. And then next thing you know, you got a submission. I was like, shut up. Good. See, that's what you don't know. But
Right.
your guard is amazing. So who helped you develop the guard off your back so well?
Man, I love jujitsu, and I've been doing jujitsu my whole life. It's just something that I've always kind of grown to and loved, is the jujitsu and the grappling. But I actually have my style of grappling is on top. I like to be on top. I'm a more of a top game fighter. I don't know why my charger is tripping. But being here at 10th Planet here in San Diego, man, their guards are amazing. They're phenomenal here, and they're growing and evolving so quickly. There's so many talented people. I mean, today I have 30 women in some of my classes. Like, that's amazing. And so 10th Planet has definitely really like excelled my guard, because I did not have a very confident guard. I didn't like to be on my back. And it's kind of surprising, because I spend more time on my back. I'm comfortable in the cage on my back, which I was becoming aware of, especially this past year. A lot of my fights ended with me were me on my back, and not so much on top like I normally am in the gym. So I have kind of adjusted and really focused on my guard here more. But again, like, I have a lot to. It has a lot to do with my teammates and my team here at 10th Planet San Diego.
Wow. You know what? They have helped you mold that, because I think your guard is a part of your game. Because some fighters, when they take you down, they think just because they're on top that they win in the fight, but you were making a good use out of the situation. And I believe when you say that you don't ever give up, like it was amazing, because I'm like, oh, okay. So, Robbins, man, she all up on her, she taking her down. Okay, what is Pearl gonna do? And then I said, oh man, That guard, man, she got her wrapped in that guard. Wait a minute, the girl can't move, and then Pearl started throwing elbows. I said, oh man. And then I don't know who that was. No, it was somebody else. But anyway, you still were throwing elbows, and then next thing you know, armbar submission. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. And that's your favorite submission of choice, Pearl. I noticed you are a master of the armbar. Why
I
is it just,
love the armbar.
does it just happen that way, or do you seek out to armbar people?
I used to, especially early on in my professional career. I was an arm hunter at that point. I think today though, like I've been working a lot of back, a lot of chokes and back work. And so I don't know. My game evolves. You know, I evolve, and I'll take an armbar. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I always have. They're definitely one of my tools in my toolbox. But I'm looking at other areas. You know, like I said, like the back. The back is a big thing that I've been working on,
Hmm.
and just other areas. You know,
Man, well, it's you know what, it's good, and also too your scrambling ability. Your scrambling ability has been on point. You're
thank you.
able to not just sit on your back, but you're able to get up and change position. And I noticed that because from your XFC days, I didn't notice you doing a lot of scrambling, and I definitely did not. Your guard was almost non-existent. But
Right.
now scrambling in a guard, you've actually taken that to another level, and these things are helping you win fights. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so I see the improvement, and anybody who they followed you for any stint of time, if they watch every single fight up to now, they can tell. Even in a Vanessa Porto fight where you lost, I still saw an evolution of skill sets. Like your
Agreed.
jab is refining. That jab is getting crisp and crisp. And then even when I notice when you throw your straight right hands, you're not looping them as far anymore. Like you're actually getting those right hands and bam, they hitting the
Right.
target quick. And I'm like, okay, Pearl Gonzalez, man, you keep saying in a couple of years, you probably gonna be a champ many times over within a few years, and they gonna be begging you, Pearl, please don't go yet, please don't retire, cause it's I mean seriously, and I like it when fighters like you when you come up from your background and then you just do what everybody said you couldn't do. That's almost like this is probably one of the most fulfilling interviews that I could ever do because
I appreciate that.
I understand the background. But now I gotta ask you though, okay, Barbara Coley, man, was girl jealous of you or something? Cause man, she tried you
Oh,
early. She tried your face early. I mean, in the weigh-ins, Pearl, you had your makeup on, you had your lipstick, you had your hair down. You was
I
trying
have
to
my hair
enjoy
on
the.
my weave.
Yeah, it don't matter. Look, you was enjoying the moment, Pearl, and then Barbara. I don't know what's Barbara problem.
Oh man, you know what? I honestly, I think that it was an impulsive action out of fear. I think that she was very fearful in that moment, and it's funny because there's like a joke around the gym. Coach Manolo, he's hilarious. I'm sure you've seen him,
Mm.
but like he's like Pearl likes to say she started it, but he like has a whole video and he does a little skit of that moment on how I started that, and I'm like, I didn't start that. Like she put her hand on my throat and I moved her hand, and women. Another thing is we are feisty. You know that
Yeah.
we are crazy ass women, and I don't know. I think it was fear. I think that she might, maybe it was anxiety. Maybe she was just hyped up. Whatever reason, she got in my face. She thought she was gonna come in and just punk me, and like that was definitely not the case. So whatever it was, though, to me, that's one of my favorite fights that I go back to because of where I was mentally. I was just unstoppable that night. Like you could have put a truck or put anything unmovable in front of me, and I would have got right through that. And so that was a significant fight for me.
She didn't punk you. She got her ass whooped. What she got put in the armbar. She got put in that armbar, and I knew. I said, man, because and thank you. I made $50 on that fight too. I bet. I'm like, I bet that you would win by a submission. Now I didn't know which one. Okay, but I said, man, look, this girl right here from Chicago. Look, Pearl don't be playing. Okay, this girl done struck a nerve, and Pearl gonna take that into the fight, and she gonna finish this girl. I said, I don't know how. And then you put that armbar on her, and she tried to say she ain't tap out. I'm like, come on, shut up, you tapped out. You tapped
Yeah,
out. I watched the video 3 times. You tapped out, Barbara. Come on now,
yeah,
cut
she
it out.
did.
Cut it out. Just go. Just say, Pearl, look, you was the better woman on that night. That's all she got to say. Okay.
Yeah, she's crazy. She
Now,
was a crazy one, but we have those in our sport, so it's cool. It makes it interesting.
okay. So, Pearl, next question. Jason Rose is asking you. He says, "What do you think about the $1 million women's 155-pound tournament? And would you fight in a 125-pound $1 million tournament? Winner takes all."
Absolutely. I mean, how much are you really going to bring home after taxes and all those fees? But yeah, of course, I would absolutely do that. I think it's awesome. 155 is such an interesting weight because there's not a lot of talent. There's not a lot of women, and maybe it's up and coming, but like it's a tough weight. Those girls are bigger. They carry more mass, so they're not as fast. I feel like the skill set is still developing for our bigger weight classes in women. They're not evolving as quickly as the smaller weight classes are. So I think it's going to be interesting. But they have Kayla Harris in there. She's in that, correct?
Yeah, Kayla Harris.
Yeah, she's going to be. She's amazing. I'm excited to see her perform and compete and do a tournament style just to see her skill set. But I think it's awesome. I think any of those, especially $1 million, it's going to get a lot of media and a lot of marketing to it. Like that's amazing for our sport, and our sport's evolving. Even this Invicta tournament, I love that this tournament style that these organizations are going for. So I'm excited for like the Invicta, the strawweight tournament coming up.
Don't you hate that you moved up in weight, Pearl? You could have been in that tournament.
Man, look, I love, and there, if the for the right fight and the right money, I will go back to 15. But the way that where that put my body physically, like it's not worth it to me anymore. I'm just I walk around at anywhere from 130 to 137, and that weight cut is it's damaging. No one knows yet what that's doing to our bodies long term. We can see the superficial things, but we don't know yet internally what these weight cuts are doing to us. And the sport's not old enough yet to see the effects of it, and I don't want to find out. So I am okay with being at 125. I'll be a smaller flyweight. I'm okay with that.
Hey, that's good. That's good. See that? See all you people asking her, about this. You know what? Why don't you talk? Hey, Shannon, just say, hey, Shannon App. Look, Shannon, look, got an idea for you. I'm gonna sell this tournament because I'm gonna come. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna look fly. I'm gonna have my bravado going. Shannon App. Let's make a 125-pound tournament. See, that's how you need to
Right.
present that. Just call Shannon
Yeah.
up on the phone. Shannon, I'm a huge fan. I tell her that. Shannon, I'm a fan of yours. I love you, Shannon. You probably don't love her, but Shannon,
I
listen.
do. She's amazing. She's such an amazing woman. I do. I love her.
I'll
She's
just
so
play.
sweet. She does a lot for our sport. I love Invicta, man. Invicta gave me a
Life.
second chance at this sport, and I do love them. But I also know where I'm at and my marketing and my abilities and my potential. And it's time to move on soon to another larger organization at some point.
Somebody gonna want you, Pearl. Because with this, honestly, with this, with how you've been performing, and the first fight though, I'm with you. I want to see the Porto fight again. I want to see it, and I don't care what people think happened the first time. I don't care about that, because I know now it's like taking a test. It's like taking a retest, and now you kind of got the answers to the test. So now you know how to make corrections. So
Right.
I want to see this fight. I think you can do it. I think you got the skill set to do it. She may have the strength advantage, but I've always been told that skill set it defeats strength. And I don't think she's more skillful than you. I think you're more skillful. I think you can take it. I think
I,
that's where I'm at.
I know I can. And my striking right now at this point in my career is deadly compared to where it's ever been, especially coming. When I went to Thailand last year, I did not train like I did this last month. This last month in Thailand was intense for me. It was so challenging in so many ways. And through all that, like there were days where I was counting the days down until I came home. And finally one day I was like, you know what? Through all this discomfort and being here, I'm fucking changing. I'm changing. I am evolving right now through this shit, and
Yeah.
I came back, and not only am I a different person spiritually and a different woman, I've changed. That trip, this last trip changed me, but like my skill set, my striking, I understand it on a level that I've never understood it on. And I also just like, my kicks are like bats right now. I can't wait to kick someone in the face. I cannot wait.
That's what I'm
That's
talking about.
like,
Yeah.
that's like a focus, and just my strikes are I went out there to work my power. That was a big thing that I wanted to focus on was getting just more fluid with my strikes and more comfortable, and also but building on that power. And being in a, in a country where they don't speak your language, and by yourself, it does something, especially when you're training for 8 hours a day of one specific thing. And I've never done that. I've never given striking that much time of just striking, so I'm really excited to see where how my next fight goes, because my striking is money right now.
I believe it. It was money before you left Thailand, and now you coming back, Pearl. You probably about ready to knock somebody out now with them hands.
I'm ready to knock someone the fuck out. No lie. I'm ready to knock
She said
someone.
it, y'all. She gonna knock them the fuck out. Ooh, gosh, sorry. I
Yeah.
told you it's raw. So, and you even got a new tattoo while you was over there, Pearl.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Like, I didn't want to get any more. Like, I only have tattoos on my right side of my body. I have one
Uh,
tattoo on my left side, and it's my faith. It's my niece's name on my arm.
yeah,
But my the Thai instructor, that he's an older Thai man. He's the founder of WTBA in America. He brought Muay Thai to America 50 years ago. He's been teaching here and around the world Muay Thai. And I met this amazing man last year, right before the Invicta fight. And like, the first thing he said to me was, "You're gonna be champion, Paul Gonzalez. You work hard every day. You're gonna be champion." And I was like, "Oh my god, this amazing man that doesn't even know me, like, is telling me I'm going to be a champion." It hit my heart. So, anyways, he was like, "You need this tattoo. Why don't you have your tattoo?" And I was like, "I don't know." So I was like, "Okay, I got to get it for him." And it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. It does. I don't like the feeling of tattoos. I always question, why the fuck am I doing this? This like hurts. I don't like it.
that last one
But
looked painful.
oh gosh. And so, as after he's done though with the tapping, and because what the tattoo is it's just blessings. They're blessings in in Thai. And so after he's done, with my tattoo, he started praying for me, and he had me breathe really fast in and out of my nose. And I'm just sitting there, and he's like, "Pray." And so I had to breathe really fast while he's praying for me. He's like putting water on me, throwing water on me, like holy water or something, and like just praying the whole time. And I don't know if you ever heard like monks pray. They pray really fast.
Yeah.
And so he was like praying really fast, and like, oh god, like in that moment he must have prayed for like 5 minutes straight. And in those moments I seen so many defining moments in my life. Like, I saw my fight, and I was like in the fight, and I could feel it, and I could feel my breathing, and I could feel the crowd, and I could feel the sweat, and I could feel the my opponent. You feel your opponent when they're coming and they're giving you their best. And so I could feel that. And then I saw my dad breathing for his last breaths, and like just all these crazy moments in my life that just were flashed before me. It was insane.
Damn,
It was amazing.
he gave you a damn out of body experience. What the hell?
It was amazing.
So I get
It was
that's what's
amazing.
up. That must have been a hell of a tattoo, man. I had to meet this guy. I had to meet this guy.
The last thing I saw in that after that prayer was me being a world champion. You know what I mean? Like, it was amazing. And I knew when I left there what my purpose was, and what I'm here to do through all of this, what I am meant to do. It doesn't matter the obstacles in my way or how impossible it seems at points in my life. I'm going to be a world champion. And this is what my purpose was, why I was put on this earth.
man.
So, it was amazing.
She say she's gonna be a world champion, ladies and gentlemen. She's gonna be a world champion. Okay, Pearl, I cannot keep you for long, but it is something that I want to do, and and I said I wouldn't throw any sidebars at you, I wouldn't throw stuff at you, but this gonna be kind of fun. And then that's it. Are you, Pearl Gonzalez, y'all is in the building. Wait a minute, think she making an adjustment. Okay, let's see. XA Gucci 23 said, "Preach." Okay. All right, she'll be back in, guys. I think she's fixing her phone. This is what I think. Okay, just stay with me here for a minute. Okay, she's fixing her phone, y'all. She'll be back. Pearl Gonzalez. Okay, and guys, I'm thankful that she came in and did this interview. And even if she can't make it back, you know, we definitely support Pearl Gonzalez around here. Okay, I get a drop. I think she said her charger was dying, and I think that's what it does. When it starts blinking, the charger dies. She'll plug in the charger. She may come back in. You know, I believe it. It is what it is. Yeah, Leon, I'm having fun, man. This is probably one of the most heartfelt interviews that I've done because I know this girl's background. I know that she was in trouble as a kid, and while we're waiting on Pearl, I'll definitely talk to you. There's a documentary on Pearl Gonzalez that I need you guys to go check out. It's called Through the Ashes. It's about 14 minutes long, and it really gives you an inside look of who Pearl Gonzalez is. It really gives you an inside look of who she is. And what she's about, and how her life has came from start to finish. You know, I mean, it's amazing. Pearl was in trouble as a kid. She was in trouble, and so her father, wanted to get her some discipline. So what he did was he took her to a master Bob Sherman. He took her to Master Bob Sherman, and Bob told her that, hey, I'll teach her some discipline, while you at work, because he was trying to find an activity for Pearl to do while he was at work, and he didn't want to get in trouble, and Pearl didn't want to go with the gangs. Um, and Pearl, we have a similar background. She spent a few weeks in jail, and she realized that she did not want to be in jail. So her dad came and got her out of jail, bailed her out, and she hadn't looked back since. The documentary, is it's amazing. Invicta, they did a hell of a job putting this documentary together, man. They did a hell of a job. I mean, an extremely good job. And she was with somebody, and she didn't snitch on him, because the code word in the streets is you don't snitch. And Pearl lived by the code, but she didn't want to do jail time, so Pearl was like, nope, I'm finna get my life together, and I'm finna get it straight, and that's what she did. Now we're looking at her now. And I'm pretty sure that she was probably the one in class who teachers thought wouldn't be successful and all this stuff, man. You know how when teachers, they see rough kids that's rough around the edges, and they think that these kids will never go or amount to anything? It's the same thing, it's the same thing in life. But she's done it. She's got all the way up to the Invicta Championship, and I think being Invicta was actually a blessing for her. It was a blessing. Um, yeah, it was amazing. I'm just thankful she gave me some time to even talk for this long. You know, I give her some time to try to get back in, and we'll see. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this interview. It took too long. I should have cut it off. I can't help it because once you get to talking, and I got to learn how to cut the interviews and cut them shorter. It's really hard because when a person telling you their life, it's just, man, it's amazing. And I want them to tell a story. I don't want them to cut it short. I want these people to tell their lives because their lives are important. You guys know that their lives are very important. They're important. They're extremely important. And her telling us just some of the stuff, dude. It was amazing. It was amazing. But she busy, man. This girl got she just got out of training. She just got out of training. And yeah, man, amazing. But I am now. The coach is going to venture over into professional wrestling. Exe Gucci 23 might like this interview. I'm actually setting up an interview with La Rosa Negra, and I don't know if you know who she is. She's the Puerto Rican, luchador. La Rosa Negra. Maybe you know her. I think George Page might know who La Rosa Negra is. A lot of people do. Um, I know Exe Gucci 23 may know who La Rosa Negra. She's a professional wrestler. Lives in Puerto Rico. I'm trying to get her to interview, man. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, man. Yeah, this interview has been amazing. Yeah, we'll have to do a part two. We'll have to do a part two, but I'll have to promise to keep it to about 15 minutes, man. Cause wow, these fighters, man. Every time I do an interview, I'm amazed, man. That I'm thankful that because of you guys helping me, I get to do these interviews, and I've interviewed some really talented people, not just beautiful people on the outside, but beautiful people on the inside, and just talented, man, talented. Like, do you know, man, what she had to sacrifice to get to this point? She was gonna quit. She was gonna quit doing mixed martial arts. She was gonna quit. And think what would have happened if Pearl Gonzalez would have quit. Gosh, just think. Just think. Just think, man. What would have happened? Damn. Damn. Wow. And that's all I can say. That's all I can say. And if she don't come back, I get it. Man, people busy, man. But she said her phone was dying though, and she said she had it on the charger. That's what she told me. So I was kind of laughing because I'm like, okay, so maybe she thought, well, she didn't know she get to tell her story, but yeah, man, yeah, she got to tell her story, buddy. She got to tell her story. But yeah, and I tell her, hey, I send that text back out to her, and we'll chop it up another time when she got time. We'll chop it up another time when she got time, and she's probably letting her phone charge up. See, fighters are like people. You know that fighters are like people. Fighters are just like everybody else, man. They have stuff. My phone died today. My phone died today. It literally died today. My phone did. I swear it did. I swear. But yeah, man, this is really a good thing. It's a great thing. And thank you, Reggie the Tree, for really thinking that this was a good interview, man. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy it. I enjoy it, y'all. It's good, guys. Pearl Gonzalez came on this show. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. And I took a chance in trying to put some new graphics on the screen. I tried, and I did a little bit of extra work this time to make the graphics a little bit sharper. I tried to, so, and I'm gonna get better as I do more interviews. But yeah, man. But I'm also going to be interviewing some inexperienced fighters. I want to get some amateur fighters in here. I want to start really encouraging these amateur fighters to actually stay the course, because for an amateur man, a lot of them they quit, man, because they don't see no purpose. They just don't see no purpose. But wow, wow. And guys, I'm gonna give her about a few more minutes to come in, and then after about 2 minutes, I know she probably gotta stop. She got stuff to do. It's like 5 o'clock where she at now. She trying to beat traffic. It's just like any other normal person, man. She got to go home, take care of business. Don't forget, go support Pearl Gonzalez on all her social media outcomes. She's got an Instagram, Pearl Gonzalez. She's got Facebook, Pearl Gonzalez. She's got a Twitter at Pearl Gonzalez. Okay. Also, www.pearlgonzalez.com. That's her personal website. You know, and she said she can sell it, man. I believe her. My girl Rugby Queen is in the building. Rugby Queen is in the building, man. Yeah, I mean, we'll give her a few minutes, man. But and I understand if she can't come back, because it's YouTubers. We ask these fighters, and honestly, you have to be flexible as a YouTuber doing interviews. You have to be very flexible, because it's not something. Yeah, the YouTube interviews help them. It helps them a lot, but they're not obligated to give us an interview. She wasn't obligated. She did it because she cares. You know, Pearl Gonzalez gave me an interview because she cared. That's it. That's it. She cared. You know, and it is what it is. I appreciate her for doing it. I thoroughly appreciate this woman for coming in, taking time out of her busy day. Yeah. But XA Gucci 23, you still never told me if you don't know who La Rosa Negra is. Okay, she's a luchador, man. She's a luchador, a professional wrestler. You should know. Okay, yeah. But guys, it's been a good thing, man. It's been a great thing. It's been a great thing. Uh oh, boy, somebody done made Rugby Queen mad, and it's George Page. Oh gosh, George Page, man, what you doing? What you doing to Rugby Queen, man? What are you doing to Rugby Queen? Oh, okay, I see. She would. Oh, okay. Now, yeah, I'm not going to repeat that because she'll probably hear this. I'm not going to repeat that. Okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the interview off now. Because I know she's trying to get her phone charged, and it is, she got to go. She got S to do. She got shit to do. But thank you. I appreciate you, Pearl Gonzalez, for giving us this interview. I appreciate it. Pearl is already, she subscribed to this channel. And, when I went to Pearl's YouTube channel, Pearl got a couple of my videos in there. Guys, you just never know who these videos are getting to. But there's one video that I saw that she had that I was like, wow. And it was a motivational video. I was driving in my car and I just felt led to just say something nice to Pearl Gonzalez. But okay then. Well, guys, I want to thank each and every one of y'all, man. I swear I love all you guys. You know, whenever I do an interview, it don't matter how big the person is or how small. You guys come in and y'all pack the house for these interviews. I appreciate it, man. The 20 of y'all that show me support and love, it's going to be something one day that I'll be able to do for y'all. And I've been saying that I'm going to get my merchandise. You know, when I make my shirts, I'm just, you 20 people, you guys are going to be the first people that I do something for. I swear, I'm gonna send out merchandise, get y'all address, and I'm just gonna send out merchandise, man. I'm just gonna do it, man, because you know, you guys, I've never, I never said, hey, I want to get a million sub channel. I'm content with talking to the 15 to 20 people that I talk to on this whenever I go live. Do y'all notice I don't start tripping? I do. I get mad when people don't get their notifications. I get mad at that. But you 20 people, man, you guys have held me down because I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's been some days I had thought about just not doing YouTube videos. I've thought about it. I thought about just saying, nope, nope, I'm done. But then you 20 people, y'all come in, man, and I swear, man, y'all hold it down. You guys come in and y'all hold it down, man. Y'all hold it down. Y'all hold it down. And I love y'all 20 people. It's the same 20 every night. Most of the time, you guys are right there. Okay? So, guys, shout out to Pearl Gonzalez. You know, Pearl, we love you on this channel. We definitely endeavor to see you do well. And, we're going to try and do a little something, something for Pearl. Let's see what we can do after we get done with this uniform fund. After we get done with Juliana Lima, we can see if we can do a little something for Pearl to help out with gym expenses and stuff like that. Because she live in California, man. God, dog, that's expensive, man. That takes some kahunas to go to California. But it is what it is. Guys, I will be back with y'all. Yeah, Tay Tay. Yep. Yeah, the coach is about to go. The interview is over. The interview is over, The interview is over. But I'll be back tonight after the Smoke City Mobcast. I am going to go on the Smoke City Mobcast tonight. Yeah. So, guys, stay tuned. Yeah. And this is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. Oh, let me give a proper send off. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. And please subscribe to the best women's MMA platform on YouTube. And also, guys, be aware of my Patreon that I got coming up. I got a couple of videos that I've already produced. That's going on Patreon. One is the truth behind YouTube. A lot of people want to know about the truth behind YouTube, and also the conspiracy theory method. I got those coming out. So guys, come back, and I'll be back on here tonight at about 10:15. So anybody that want to get a panel going, I'm gonna be on at 10:15, and let's get it in. Coach Sheldon Harrison, I'm done.